In working with executive teams and CEOs around designing and developing strategy, one of the biggest issues that comes up is how are we going to implement? What's a way that we can ensure the work that we do doesn't end up in a drawer? So I've got a couple of elements here, and the first is, what is the approach? What is a rigorous approach? And there's 4 key stages. The first is around setting goals, and not just your financial goals, but the ones around people and your services and the customers and markets and what you're passionate about, what impact you want to have in the world. So ensuring you're setting clear goals. It's about making sure you've got a defined strategy, and I use the Lafley and Martin Playing to Win strategy around what's your winning aspiration, where will you play, how will you win, what capabilities and systems do you need to support it. And I find this a really rigorous process and ends piece around what choices you are going to do and not going to do. So a set of goals, a clear strategy to deliver, and then being clear about what are your priorities. Traffic lighting those goals and strategies about what's working well, what's not working so well, and where are you now then on that issue, where do you want to be, and how are you going to get there. And then, and this is the critical step, setting up an operating rhythm that enables you to implement around 90 days, around a set of meetings, around a set of choices, and a set of metrics that really track what you're doing in terms of implementing that strategy. Why 90 days? Well, often people do a 12-month business plan and there is no urgency, there is no immediacy. Chunking it into 90 days, a natural quarter, enables that. You're able to chunk those priorities into what are we going to deliver in the next 90 days. It creates clarity, and also then, if you've done it in a really clear metric way, accountability. You then cycle each 90 days, learning, but focused and flexible versus a 12-month plan, which can be quite inflexible. So how do you then determine what it is you do in 90 days? I've typically seen 2 ways that work with companies. The first is a pretty simple way of approach is, what are the top 5 things from our strategy and our goals do we want to deliver today? What do we want to deliver in this 90-day period? And using a traffic light system on your goals and strategies each 90 days helps you do that. Quite often it's hard. People end up, can I have 10? But working out, if all else fails, what are the 5 we're going to focus on in this 90-day period? That enables you to cascade it down further into the organisation, and great clarity that everyone knows these are the most critical and what role do I play in it. The other approach, which is a little bit more detailed, is around the now, where, how approach. Thinking about overall strategy, where are we now, where do we want to be in the next 90 days, and how are we going to get there, and developing a 1-page plan with the detailed actions against it. So the now very much is around what happened in the last 90 days, where are we on our strategy and our goals. Now is the where, the chunks, what are we going to do in the next 90 days, and the how, the actions. And it's really important to be quite specific about what it is, both in the top 5 and in the now, where, how 1-page plan approach, around what is it going to deliver in this 90 days. You might have a re-platform of your IT architecture over a 12-month period, but what will you do in this 90 days? So the chunking it down, it might be, we're going to write the business requirements document. That's what the deliverable in the 90-day piece is. So it's really about designing to suit an operating rhythm that enables you to have meetings that check in, that determine process, measures and data that supports it. So think about, how do you set your goals, define your strategy, determine your priorities, and then really get into an operating rhythm around 90 days.